Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're enjoying your Thursday, April 16th, what normally would have been post-tax day, but we're all getting an extension. Woohoo. Um, so when Dawn and Freddie approached me about discussing what's going on now, new business ideas and positivity and different things that are happening a la COVID-19 and what it has presented us with, indeed, we're going through a lot of challenges as a society. And as such, I often think, well, a challenge can also present a good opportunity for transition. And right now, we as a society are indeed in a very big time of transition. Many people are adapting to the new normal of working from home. As we know, many have lost their jobs, and there have been a whole array of different consequences. But on the positive note, and in just sort of cogitating over the term transition, I decided to invite two particular guests today. One of whom is Harmony Brown of Integrative Acupuncture, and the other is Sean Varela of Boca Raton Fit Body Boot Camp, because both Harmony and Sean and their respective teams have been very instrumental in shaping my into health and well-being and my evolution as a person, because indeed it affects everything that we do, and it even does also translate into business and greater opportunities and me having just more strength and energy to do what I needed to do. So I think that if anything, if we can bring it upon ourselves to encourage and really embrace this transition, this is a great opportunity to do so. And on that note as well, both Sean and Harmony have been amazing with their jobs, in their jobs and their practices, to pivot and adapt to the current circumstances. I believe we're having some technical difficulties with our guests logging in. So I'm not sure if there are some alternative options, producers, that we can perhaps get them in here. Well, until we're able to fix that, I can just basically explain that for myself, I embarked on a transition last year with health and wellness. To make a very long story short, after struggling with many different options to treat and manage my endometriosis, after hearing the different controversial options that were either pharmaceutical or surgical driven, I decided to reevaluate and see about alternative medicine. And this is where I began working with Harmony and her team in integrative acupuncture. And I have never felt better, more energized, and really have reclaimed my life in a revolutionary way. Now, I knew though that was just the beginning for me, because most of my life I had actually considered exercise optional. And I used to always say shopping was my cardio. But the truth is, over the past several years in particular, living in Florida and helping to care for and manage that face them, I had a wake-up call. And I said, okay, I have to find something. I have to find an exercise regimen, which in my case, I knew I had to first, finish the hurdle with the nutrition and holistic medicine, which is an evolving process, but at least get into a regimen. And then I saw the Fit Body Boot Camp ad on Facebook for a 6-week challenge. And I'm like, okay, there's no time like the present. Let me look into this. And so even on the first day of orientation, I remember going and debating leaving, and even had expressed to one of the coaches, Jonathan, how that I don't like exercise. In fact, I think I said I hate exercise. Well, P.S., not only did I finish the 6-week challenge, but also maintained more or less the 3 times a week. And I love it. and I've actually recommended many people to, to the gym, and as well as to integrative acupuncture. Sean, if you can hear me, if you can turn your phone sideways. Oh, there we go. Yay.
All right, sorry about that.
Technical difficulties,
A
right?
little bit. Sorry, yes.
Well, yet another byproduct of this situation. I think we're all, between homeschooling and home working, we're really testing the limits of the internet right now.
Pretty much, absolutely.
So let me jump right into it then. And one of the reasons I had you on the show, because I think you and the Boca Raton Fit Body Bootcamp team have been doing a phenomenal job of pivoting and adapting to this new normal and to help still serve your clients. So on that note, how are some of the ways in which you've had to adapt? I know, as obviously as one of your clients, but share with us how and different approaches you took to come up with these new solutions.
The hardest part for us was because we're in studio facility. All of our weights are there, all of our equipment's there. We have the foam matting, we have everything set up at the gym. So having to pivot from being able to have clients come to the gym to now none are allowed to be in the gym at all because of social distancing and what's going on. So we had to pivot. Literally, we got the word on Friday night. So Saturday was our last session. Once we closed down for Saturday, we had to, by Monday morning, right in time, because we usually close on Sundays anyway. By Monday morning, we had to pivot right into online. So it literally took us about 24 hours to get all of our stuff together. As far as coming up, we already had our private Facebook page ready, so that was a good thing. We had to go and figure out what's the best way of either videoing, live streaming, Zoom calls, all these other technical things that we really didn't deal with because we're more of a personal one-on-one in a one-on-one or a group setting, coach type style. That being said, we had to figure out real quick how to change gears and figure out what's the best way to do it. So we did a couple tests just to see what works best, and we found that a live stream video works the best for us on our private Facebook page. And then we also had to come up with a whole different curriculum for our clients because most people don't have weights or bands or anything at their homes. So now we had to switch from weight assisted to no weights whatsoever, or if you had it, everything to be modifiable. With that, also now we had to come up with times. We had to come up with different what's the best time for everybody as far as live streaming, and also saving all that technology and all the workouts that we just did onto our page. So there's a lot to figure out in a very short time. So it was a little bit challenging for us. Myself am personally not the most tech savvy individual. I could work you out really good, but I relied a lot on my team. I relied a lot on my daughter. She helped us out a lot because these kids today can do anything with these computers. Um, and from there, we just kind of pivoted in a 24-hour period. Also, we are a corporate, a franchise. So our corporate headquarters did help us with guidance and what to do and how to do it, but do the actual workouts themselves. We kind of did it ourselves, or between us coaches and the admin. We did and just said, okay, this is how we want to do it. This is what's good for our clients. This is what we need to transfer to. So that's kind of it in a nutshell, real quick. How we had to pivot on a dime just to switch it all up.
And being on the end of someone who's had to adapt to this, because I'm also someone who, I need to go to the gym. Like, that's been my, like, one of the
Oh yeah.
issues is I haven't been motivated to work out at home prior to this, certainly. And during this, it's been a challenge. And that's why you guys have been very creative with the soup cans and the bottles of water to grab and what we have on hand at home to still get that, you know, that workout in. And that's what I'm saying. Your team has been great. Um, so what are some of the discoveries you've had now in doing this? Like you said, you had to do this so quickly and change up everything and factor in that people don't have equipment and all that. So what are some of the innovations you've had to play with to, make this still work?
Yeah, no, that's a very good question. It was a little bit difficult, but as a team, we get together every Tuesday anyway as a team and do some brainstorming on let's get some new ideas. Let's see what's out there now. And instead of reinventing the wheel, maybe we could just use what's ever out there to our advantage for us and our clients. So with that, we're like, okay, what do we do? People that don't have any weights, that don't have any bands, that don't have anything at home. Everybody has those recyclable grocery bags that they bring to the supermarket. So hey, everybody has some cans in their refrigerator, in their cupboards and stuff like that. Throw them cans in there. You could use that to curl. Everybody has, there was a mass rush for water. So everybody was going crazy for that. So grab that case of water. You can hold that right in your arms, do some squats. You got those gallon jugs. You can start curling those gallon jugs. You got those soup cans. You got whatever you got in your pantry. You have to be creative at this time. The first thing, and as crazy as it sounds, one of the first things to go besides toilet paper and paper towel and sanitizer, hand sanitizer, was was if you go to Target, if you go to Walmart, if you go anywhere, they were all gone within a couple of days. So if you were lucky enough to get them, awesome. If not, you have to use the noodle. So when we do every our live streams every morning, I tell our clients, I say, go ahead and get your jugs of water, get your cans of water, get your weights, get your bands, get whatever you want. Pick up the dog. I've seen people working out with their dog. They pick their dog up,
That's great.
curling their dog. I swear to you, I've seen it, and I was like, hey, do what you got to do. At times like this, you have to stay fit. You have to stay active. Keep that immune system up. The only way to do that is by being active and being fit. So you got to use your brain. Where our coaches are here pretty much 24/7. We're on the computer all day because, again, we had to pivot. We were always there on cell phone, but now we have text, we have emails. They're always checking it throughout the day. We're fortunate enough to have many of our clients still stay with us. Some froze, unfortunately, and understandable. It happens. Life happens, but keeping our staff fully manned, fully operated has been a key to us because if I'm not available to get a question that's asked on the computer, one of my other coaches are all over it. So 9 times out of 10, we jump right on it. Any questions? They say, I need to do legs today. What can I use? Okay, why don't you try this? Do you have that? Do you have that 10 pound bag of rice that you bought? Or, you could use just about anything to work out. You have to use your brain. You have to be able to be open minded and not just closed minded. I can only use that 5 pound weight. No, you can't. You could use anything, and that's what you have to do in this time. Is you just got to be creative and kind of figure it out.
Well,
And if not, that's what our coaches are here for, to answer any questions you guys might have.
Well, isn't anyway, and part of the reason I joined and really took to the Fit Body philosophy is about pushing yourself. And it is about
Oh,
exceeding limits. And the limitations we have, a lot of them are indeed just our own limitations. It's just that. You don't think about the soup can that way, or even a frying pan, or whatever you have in
yeah,
the house, or the toilet paper, the cases of toilet paper. We can lift those up if we're
yeah,
lucky enough to have them.
yeah. Oh, without a doubt. If you're lucky, hold on to them. Don't let people see them. That's all. Yes, you're right. And the biggest part right now for our clients is motivation. Like you had just mentioned on the previous question, motivation is that's why they come to the gym, because the coaches are there. We're on the mic, we're on the floor, we're pumping you up. You're feeling that vibe, and not having that right now is absolutely affecting quite. That's about 80% of our questions that we are getting right now is, well, I don't have the motivation that like I normally do in the gym. I fully understand that. Absolutely agree 100%. But that's what we're here for. We are constantly putting content on our page as far as some motivational stuff, some inspirational quotes. We do personal videos. We've been throwing so much content on our page as far as just keeping people active. You're going to be on your phones. You're going to be on your computers. You're home. So there's you work some and you play some. And when you're playing, I want you to make sure you're playing right, and having the proper motivation for the clients to get themselves out there, get themselves moving. Not necessarily, you don't just have to do our workouts. There's so much stuff to do. You have the whole family's home. If you have family, if you don't, you still want to get out, get that fresh air, ride your bike, go for a walk the dogs. We do it every night. My dogs love it. They're like, man, we haven't had this in a while. So they're enjoying themselves by going out for a walk with us, just keeping fit, keeping active. So there's tons of stuff
Well,
that we can do.
and another thing
Go
I
ahead.
thought about on that note that you guys are doing. Okay, so you know how they say in college the freshman 15? I think there's going to be a new hashtag, the quarantine 15.
Oh
So
yeah.
I noticed as well, you guys have been sending out recipes, not just on the emails, but
Yeah.
even in with the above the live stream of the workout, which I think is awesome because that's another
Yeah.
problem, right? We get stuck reaching for the potato chips, or we get stuck reaching for the carbs and the, like you said, the 25-pound rag, and and just these habits, or you're sitting and look, there's also a lot of anxiety right now. There's no question about it that there's a huge pervasive layer of anxiety caused by all this. So I think that you guys really, like, it's a testament to you and your team, how you've also then been engaging on that side to say, okay, wait, here are some healthy meal ideas. Here's some stuff you probably have in the house, like, not like ultra exotic or things that are going to be hard to come by right
Yeah.
now. So I
Everyday
think that's
stuff.
another
The first thing,
thing.
the
Now
very
also,
first day.
sorry,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, I was gonna say the very
no,
first
go ahead.
day that happened, we automatically put up a 30-day cookbook because you kind of assumed it's going to be, anywhere from 2 weeks to 4 weeks, so that's just 30 days of recipes. Then we went one step further, and each day that we do our live stream, right after the live stream, we try to add a breakfast, lunch, and dinner recipe, all different. So that's another thing we did is we had all of our coaches scour the internet and find some good healthy recipes, quick and easy, nothing too elaborate, nothing too crazy. You don't need anything special, super special, that you can't go ahead and cook it. So we want to be able to give you guys some extra. Okay, I burned through my. Usually everybody has like a couple nights of quick, easy recipes that their go-to recipes, and everybody's burned through those a couple times already, and they're getting sick of the same thing every time. That's why we post those recipes every day and try and give you something new that you haven't thought about. Like, I think I want to try that. Some people like, nah, I don't really like that. I want to stick with what I want. We're just giving you options. That's all it is. Super simple, super
Which is
easy,
awesome.
and yeah, and I just did a cooking video. I did one of my go-tos, super simple, super easy. Some steak, some broccoli, corn on the cob. One, two, three, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And then just show you how we did it, how I prepped it, how I cooked it. And then I didn't show you how I ate it because it was good. I didn't save any.
Now, also, what would you say? We're also having a little bit of a sound delay, so sometimes that's why when you're starting and I'm starting, so just if our audience can bear with us on that little technology front. But Sean, what also strength building activities would you say it has provided for your team this whole experience?
That's another good question. Like I said, every Tuesday now to me. I was in the military 27 years, so I was deployed 7 times, and when you're deployed, you have to get into a routine. And when you stay in that routine and you process each day the same way, it does make the time go by quicker because, okay, you're not worried about what day it is. You're worried about, okay, I got to do this at this time, this at this time, this at this time, and you get into that routine. Now, with that routine, one of our routines is every Tuesday we have a group session together with all the coaches, admin, owners, everybody's together. Um, we sit down, we brainstorm. Okay, what can we do? We come up with different ideas. My wife Don and I are the owners. That doesn't mean anything. That just means we're responsible for a lot more stuff. So we might have, our ideas might not be the best. And we have, Jason, a younger kid. We have Jonathan in the middle, and so we have different ideas coming from different places. That being said, we want to make sure the new, fresh ideas come to the forefront, keeping it fresh for our clients, keeping it fresh for us. So it made us depend on each other a little bit more. Every day is like, okay, it's not all on my shoulders. It's not all on the coach's shoulders, not all on the admin's shoulders. So we spread the wealth
Mm-hmm.
around a little bit to ease that mental burden because we're already stressed enough about what's going on. Now do we need stress from I got to come up with all the ideas? No. So you kind of spread it out a little bit. Everybody gets a little crumb, and then together we make a nice meal out of it. So you kind of spread out the wealth a little bit.
Absolutely. And so I guess that's and it also shows your team. I mean, your team was always a great team, as you could always see, but I think in a way it's probably testing that as well to see, okay, guys, we got to make this happen, and we got to continue to be innovative, and we got to continue to motivate, and like, okay, what else can we do? I know it's because as it is, the workouts, just to do the workouts and design the workouts within your gym and the full set of equipment is a challenge to vary it up. Now this is like at a whole nother level, and then even so, it's like now you have to, each time you don't want to do the same workout. So you guys are doing, I give you a lot of credit, and your team a lot of credit, because this is not easy.
No, it's
And so,
definitely not.
I'm sorry. So how else have you been able to like encourage and support health and wellness practices? Overall. So it's like with the gym or with your family, or even just the fact that you can't do things the way you normally do things. You can't even, for instance, it's I imagine, I know I did see you guys are now offering a virtual membership, but in general, I know you relied a lot on new members coming in for those trial workouts. And that was, and because as soon as they come in, most, I imagine, convert to clients after they try the workout and see the great staff and everything and have the experience. So what do you do now?
Well, it's a different time. A different time calls for different measures. That being said, of course, we're a small business. Every nickel, every dime, every penny matters. Um, right now, it's not about money. It's about keeping people safe, keeping people healthy. Yes, we're offering 28 days for $28, all virtual online. Again, it's $1. Just something to put into the kitty to have a little skin in the game. Okay, I don't want to, give everything away, but it pretty much are. I want to be able to help people in Boca or anywhere for that. Being online, that's the beauty of being online now, is it's not just, centralized just to Boca Raton. We can go everywhere. We can go worldwide. And we try to do that. We try to encourage our clients. Hey, you have family in New York, California, Hawaii. It doesn't really matter. Everything is it's that's the beauty of the online, is you're able to provide people, not just in Boca but all around, the experience of it. It's all about the health and wellness of our clients. We want them to be healthy. We want them to stay fit. So in order to do that, we are going to go above and beyond every single time. I don't know, I have heard horror stories from other gyms, other franchises, of how they pretty much abandoned their clients, and that we're completely doing the 180 of that. We're over giving, doing it for our clients. We want more, as much content as we can give to you guys and our clients, the better. If there's people who are in hard times, I get it. We're helping our clients. We're doing what we can whenever we can. We've even offered for our supplements to keep that immune system up. We offered to deliver for free. We'll go to your house and drop it off for you. That's how much we want you guys to stay fit and stay healthy. And because when this is all over and we do get back out into the regular world, it's going to be that much harder to get back into shape. But if you keep some kind of regularity in your life and in your fitness routine, it will be that much easier. So that's what we're trying to do. Just make it as simple as possible. The old military phrase is KISS, keep it simple, stupid. That's kind of what we do. It's the less is more for me. I want to keep everything as simple as possible. I don't want to make it difficult for people. There's enough stress in this world already right now. We're trying to de-stress people. We're trying to make them get into that nice Zen mode of getting them mind, body, and spirit.
Well, an interesting point that you guys brought up before you were required to close, and I always notice this, is that Boca Raton Fit Body Boot Camp is very OCD about hygiene. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
No, and I mean, I'm joking, but I mean, I'm making light of it, but it's actually not a light topic, because the truth is, it's something many of us do think about when you go to a gym, like how clean is the equipment? How clean is the stuff? And you guys were already implementing best practices before it was, required. So I think that's an important thing to note as well. When this all blows over, you guys are constantly doing the deep cleaning, you're spraying down everything, and that's an important thing, I think, for people to have and realize and, you know, be comfortable with the fact that when this is back to normal, that you guys are always doing what you need to do and then some to keep the place clean. So,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
that's another
Yeah,
noteworthy
without
point.
that,
And also,
I do have a touch of OCD, so that's I always, after every session, we wipe everything down. The bathrooms are hit twice a day to just. This was on the norm, and this is something we've always done. We always have the hand
yeah.
sanitizer out. It's not like we're skimping and saving. It's super tough to get product right now. So I kind of, you know, I mailed away for some. And I got a bunch of different stuff as far as for cleaning the equipment. So I'm trying to make sure we have enough because who knows when this is going to be over. And we still want to keep and maintain, like you said, Jenny, is we want to maintain the cleanliness and the level that we're known for. And that's how we want to keep
And
it
that's the
pristine.
thing I'm saying, like, people, I know this about you already, right? I mean, I know this about you and the shop, but I think it's important for our audience to know that this is something you guys were doing before it became a thing that has to be done, above and beyond. And I think that that's important. And also, just, we're about to wrap up, but I think that our audience can really benefit from the fact that your military experience, this isn't like a second career in your retirement. And like you said, you're used to pivoting. I mean, the military gave you a lot of skills that many of us non-military folks don't possess. What would you share with other small businesses right now who are perhaps struggling to pivot and maybe don't have the strong team you have or don't have the level of innovation?
A philosophy that I live by and I always have is flexibility is the key to success. If you're not flexible and you're not unable, if you're that rigid oak tree that you stand firm, this is how we're doing it, you're gonna break. It happens. You have to be that palm tree, just like in Florida. You float with the wind. You go with the way that it goes, and you have to do that with your business also. We have certain control to a point, and then when it's out of our control, you have to adapt. It's adapt or die. And I know everybody in small business. The small business is new to me. I came from the government, so it's just boom, 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 boom. It's completely different. So you have to be able to adapt. Open mind, and don't deny anything until you actually really absorb it. Because if you say something's a silly idea and then it becomes the next best thing, well, you just lost out. So be open minded on it. That's pretty much how
Sean,
I've been doing it.
so Sean, just why don't you share the phone number you'd like folks to call you or the gym for more instructions how they can join the virtual?
Absolutely. You can just give us a call at 561 826 7335. Again, it's 516, excuse me, 561. I apologize, 561 826 7335. And then just leave us a message because we're not there all the time. Obviously, the gym is closed, and then we will get back to you as soon as possible. And the
Awesome. Well,
email
thanks so
address,
much for sharing.
go ahead, I'm sorry.
Thanks so much for sharing your insights with us today. Go ahead, say your email before we got to go, as they say.
Super simple. Sean, SEAN, at FBBCBoca.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Sean, and I will look forward to seeing you soon virtually. Bye. Thanks for tuning in.